Welcome to the channel if you're new. Welcome back if you're not. The purpose of this video today is to show you some of the preparations that I'm making for my 18-day trip out west, where I'm going to be van camping pretty much the entire time. And we're going to places like Death Valley, Zion, Yosemite, where it's going to be very hot. So what I'm going to show you today is some of the preparations I'm making for proper van ventilation. So I'm building basically my own mosquito nets to be able to keep my doors open. So let me show you what I'm doing. So, okay, the first thing I'm going to talk about is the materials that I'm going to be using. Now, I went to Joann Fabrics to see if they had any mosquito netting, and they don't. They had something very similar like this, but it's not very strong. So this is more like Kremlin, I think is what they call it, but it's not very strong. It rips easily. It's about the right size, but it won't work. So I went there, got that. One of the other things I got was this material. This material is the holes are too big. I don't know if you can see that, probably not. Holes are too big, is what she said. So not gonna use that either. So finally I got smarter and I went on Amazon and I just typed in mosquito netting. And I found a company that sells it by 2 yards, and it's 60 inches wide, and like they sell it by 2 yard lengths. I ended up getting 6 yards because I'm going to try to build some other screens, maybe for the side doors. So let me show you this. So this is, I know it looks like the first one, but this is actually quality no-seam type mosquito netting. And I wanted black, I didn't want white. So I'm going to cut this basically. And what am I going to use to hold it onto my van? I'll show you. And the other thing I got was these. So these are neodymium magnets. Very strong. They hold about 33 pounds a piece, and they fit perfectly within the inner frame of my van. So I'm going to use these to hold the screen to my van for this back door section. So let me put it up and let me show you what it looks like when it's finished. Okay, so I've got it all up now. I'm not cutting this yet, so this is just putting it in with the magnets. As you can see right here, it keeps it pretty tight, although what I might have to do is get some more magnets, which is fine. They're not that expensive. I got those off Amazon as well, and I've got them here at the bottom. So the trick is to pull this tight, start from one corner and work your way around with the magnets, and then when you get to the final corner up here, pull that nice and tight so that you can get a good seam, so that, see, a magnet could go right here, so that the mosquitoes and bugs won't get in. But this allows me to keep my doors open. It allows ventilation to come through, and I'm pretty lucky with this van, and I'll show you why. Because I have screens on these side windows, so I can open this up, and then if I go ahead and make screens for these front two windows, then it'll be plenty of ventilation for the heat, the 110 degree heat at Death Valley. So yeah, so that is what I'm doing so far, and I think it's gonna work. So here it is looking out the back of the van, and you can't even see it, which that might be a danger. I might run into it, and, but you can't even see it. So I think it's going to work out just fine. And by the way, I will post down below, I will link all of the places I got this equipment in the description below. So make sure you check that out if you're thinking about the same thing. This is just a very easy and inexpensive way to do it. Now there was a video, no, not a video, there was a website that made these things specifically for my van, but they wanted $134 for this. I made this. The magnets were $21.99. The mesh, and you don't have to get 6 yards of it, but the mesh was $29.99. So for about 50 bucks, I made this, and I'll be able to make a whole bunch more for the other windows. Well, I'd have to get more magnets, but you get the point. The point is that I didn't order from them because that was just outrageous price. Okay, so that is basically what I had to show you today. Now I'm going to be doing more of these videos as I prepare different things in the van for the trip. So my hope is that some of this will be helpful to someone else who might be planning a trip like this, or who might just be wanting to do some car camping. And it's very humid today, by the way. So the next thing I'm going to concentrate is I'm going to build a homemade awning off the side of the van. And I got a few things that need to come in for that. But stay tuned for the next video in this series. And like I said, I hope this helps somebody. But I do appreciate you watching. Get out there and explore, and we'll see you later. Peace.